Hey, where can I put this? I didn't plan this very well, did I? Over there. How's it going, guys and gals? Good to be back. Happy Homebrew Weekly, or Homebrew whatever it is, because I had trouble getting this one out because I've been very busy. But we've got time now. As you might recall, cheers everybody, by the way. About a week and a half ago, I guess it was, I made this cider. This hard apple cider. Where's the label? There it is. So I showed you this, and that's what we did. So we can, if you want to refer back to that video, you certainly are welcome to click on the link below that will take you back there and show us making this, which really wasn't a big deal anyway, because it was very simple. I've got something sticky. Oh, jeez. Okay. Now, what we're going to do today is first, we're going to look back just a few days ago when I added the sweetener to this. Okay, so let's do that. We'll come back and we'll package it. Okay, so it's been probably 6, 7, maybe even 8 days since I put this cider into this fermenter. So what the instructions say to do is take a wine-stained wine thief. Yeah, it's been sanitized and cleaned. And we're going to take a sample. I hope I'm on camera. We're going to take a sample. So let's get into this thing. Whew. Oh boy, what a weird smell that is. Okay. I've got a hydrometer here. I'm not going to sanitize this because I'll just drink this when I get it out of here. We'll take a reading. It's supposed to be around 1.002. So, see if I can do this without making too much of a mess here. Okay. It's gonna probably take two goes here. One. Smells interesting. There we go. Let's let that go back in there. Now let me work this out off camera. You don't want to see me squinting. It's pretty low. 1.002. That's done. I'll taste this in a minute. We'll put that aside. What we got to do now, before we do anything, is add this little guy. It's a flavor booster, apple cider flavoring. Okay, and I've got a sanitized stir spoon over there, and oh boy. Okay, this is gonna see. I wondered because this doesn't smell like apple juice at all, but okay. So we're gonna put that in there thoroughly. And remember, I only used half of the sweetener instead of the whole one because I said it would be. Now they do say to stir it, and I'm going to be stirring up the sediment. Oh, now it's starting to smell like a like a apple cider. All the CO2 is coming out of it. You can smell that too. So I'm stirring the sediment into it again. They didn't say to rack it. I could have racked it, but they say to stir it up and then leave it for 24 hours and then bottle it. So what I could have done is I could have racked it first and then added the sweetener. I don't want to talk near it. And then add the flavoring, and then I wouldn't have to wait the 24 hours. I could just bottle it right away. But I want to do it the way they say, because there might be a little more yeast in suspension that will help the carbonation. Okay? I'm crouching down, trying to be on camera here. So there. That is, I'm going to take the spoon and get some with the flavoring in it. And that's it. We're done with that. And I'll just taste this. Okay. Yep. It's fairly mild. It's not very sweet, but it's not very dry. I'm going to move the camera. I'll just put this back on. Now, I don't know how this is going to taste. It's got a lot of bubbles in it, so there is some CO2 trapped in it. But we're still getting that low reading. So let me put that out over here. And I'll drink this. This does not have the flavoring in it. So, all right, bottoms up. It smells very tinny. With the flavoring in, it's good. Without the flavor, a little bit tinny, but there is a lot of CO2 coming up out of it too, so that affects it. All right, let's go. Okay. Yeah, that's not bad. Even without the flavoring, that's pretty good. And of course, when it's carbonated, it's equivalent to a very light colored beer. You know, it doesn't have a ton of flavor, but it's enough that it's a mild apple flavor. And now with the flavoring in there and carbonated, this could be a very refreshing drink. Now, I'm going to... we talked about what I was going to do with it. I am going to bottle some of it, but not all of it. Okay, I've decided to put it in a keg because I don't have room for the bottles. I don't have a refrigerator to put them in. I'm really going to just keg this and put it in the fridge. However, I will bottle 3 bottles, 3 liters of it, so that we can let them age and carbonate naturally. That way we'll taste it exactly the way they intended. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So when we get to that, probably next week sometime or in the next few days, I'll be letting you see that, and then we'll taste it when it's ready. When it's carbonated through the keg, and when it's bottled and carbonated naturally. All right, we'll be back. Cheers. All right, so what we've got here is, this is ready to go. I decided I'm not going to bottle it, except 3 bottles. So what are we gonna do here? First of all, we have 3 bottles. These are 1 liter. I have sanitized siphoning apparatus over there, and I have sanitized some stuff. Everything has been sanitized except the bottles. These I have to, I don't want to lay them down. Well, I can put them in there to hang them like that. The trick is to keep everything as sanitized as possible. All right. Here's my handy dandy bottle cleaning thing. And we're going to just go ahead. These have been all cleaned. So we're just going to go ahead and sanitize them with this stuff here. It's been a long time since I did this. I can't remember how to do it. Make sure it covers the whole inside of the bottle. And of course it's Star San, so we don't have to worry. And the lid got dunked into the Star San too while we were sanitizing it. So there you go. It's a little boring after a while. So there we go. 3 bottles sanitized. And then what we need, where did I put it? There it is. We have to prime them because this is supposed to be carbonated. Now these are 1 liter bottles. So I have some dextrose here. This is we want 1.5 teaspoons in a 1 liter bottle. So like a normal 350 milliliter bottle, you put 1/2 teaspoon in. 700 milliliter bottle, you put a whole teaspoon. And a liter bottle, 1 liter, you put 1.5 teaspoons. Okay, oh, and I have a funnel around here that's been sanitized. I am out of practice doing this. Okay, so there, you see? 1. Hope it's not sticking there. No, we're doing all right. Good. Because I did sanitize everything, so when everything's wet, you know, the sugar sticks to things and whatnot. So there's 2. That one seemed like it needed a little extra. There we go. Times that by, you know, 45 or 50 or 60. And that's what I did on a weekly basis or 2 weekly basis or whatever. Okay, so now we're done with those. We're done with that. We're done with this. We'll just set that aside. Normally I would do this on the floor, but I'm trying to film this, so it'll be a little slow. So we've got our sanitized thing here. Actually, let's pop the lid on that first. So we're ready to go with that. And try not to make too much of a mess here, but there you go. So we'll just get that into the bottle. There, hang on a second. Get in there. Now I don't have one of those wand things. Oh, I do, but it leaks, and I'm not going to do it. For 3 bottles, I'm not going to bother with it. Okay, we can do fine with just this. Okay, so let's get that down in there. You can smell that. So that's why I've got this basin here, so I can go from thing to thing and not worry too much if I spill something, right? I mean, you've seen this a million times. What the heck, you're a home brewer, aren't you? All right, let's get that going. I hope I've got enough gravity here to siphon this down. Yep, there she goes. You can... There was some bubbles in there, but there's not now. And away she goes. So we'll just do these 3 bottles. I think we can cut part of this out so that we don't fall asleep. Then we'll shake them and put the caps on. Okay, there's bottle number 2. What I do is I just bend it like that. If I was doing a whole case of these, I would go and buy one of those things that I used to have, but there you go. So now, I love these flip top bottles. There we go. Just want to keep an eye on that so we don't overflow. Give it a little shake. And there we have it. Three bottles of 1 liter bottles of hard apple cider. We're going to want to pull this out. And I'm going to probably want to... I didn't get myself anything to put this in, but I'll drink it out of the hose. Okay, how's that? Right? That reminds me of a very funny video I saw once on YouTube of some old guy bottling his beer, and he kept on spilling it, and I don't remember what it was called, but anyway, there we go. Okay, there. All right. Okay, so we don't refrigerate these. We're going to leave them down here somewhere on the bench or something, and I'm just going to siphon this into a 19 liter keg. Okay, I don't think you need to watch me do that. I'm just going to siphon it in. I'm going to put the lid on. I'm going to fill it with some CO2 and purge it and put it in my keezer overnight to get cold. I'll try to carbonate it either overnight, or if I have to force carbonate it, I'll shake the keg or whatever, and then we'll taste it. Okay, so that'll be part 2 of this video. And I want to thank Marco for sending me this hard apple cider kit. And I just tasted it, and in case you wondered, it tastes good. It's flat, but it is slightly sweet, and it tastes good. So when it's carbonated, we will see. And then, when these are ready, in about a week or maybe 2 weeks, we'll pour one in a glass, and we'll see how it turned out with natural carbonation. Okay? So that's that. I hope you guys are doing well, and I'm great. Everything is great on this end. In case you wondered, this is a bit of a prototype of a new shirt that I've got coming out. There will be a slight change to it, and it's already in progress, and they're being manufactured now. So when these are available, we will let you know. And if you're interested, it's Craig's Dungeon, and that series has still yet to continue. I have one planned as well. Yeast. One quick thing before I go. I'm still using the same yeast. And actually what I've gotten into the habit of doing is that I have 2 fermenters back here. And when one batch is done, what I'll do is I will siphon it into a keg. And then whatever's left in the bottom, I'll give it a little swirl to get it all mixed around. And then I'll brew a new batch. And then I will just, when it comes time to pitch my yeast, I'll just get a sanitized measuring cup, and I'll just scoop out the yeast from the bottom of that, right into the new one, and then whatever's left in the bottom of there, I'll stick in a jar, put it in the fridge. So that same yeast strain that I've been using for 6 months now is still working. I forget what number it is, 30, I don't know, 20. If I do too much math, people are going to say I'm a drunk. That has happened. People have said that. Hey, I got neighbors, I got a son. Come on, guys, give me a break, okay? Yes, I love my beer. But, yeah, all right. You got to be careful what you say to people. Sometimes they get sensitive. So, all right. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for part 2 coming up within the next 24 hours. Be safe. Cheers. 17.